Hey, thank you all for tuning in on another episode. I want to start today's episode off with a quote from Fred Rogers. Forgiveness is a strange thing. It can sometimes be easier to forgive our enemies than our friends. It can be hardest of all to forgive the people we love. I am sure that many of you can actually agree with this. I myself have been having some issues with this throughout my lifetime. I do think today also that when we forgive people, we actually accept people's apology, but we don't truly let go of their action or the situation that has been played out towards us. I don't think that these things are done intentionally. I think that this is done unintentionally. I think that sometimes it's just hard to know how to let go of things. And I think that sometimes when we are hurt or certain things has happened towards us, our body holds on to this more than we can imagine. The definition of forgiveness means different things to different people. But in general, it involves an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger. The act that hurt or offended you might always be with you. Saying I'm sorry is a word that has so many layers and depths to it. It may seem easy at times and a lot harder at other times. It's a hard word to say for some, and it's a hard word for some to actually receive. Expressing you're sorry to someone isn't always the answer if the act of change doesn't come behind it. It can also be incredibly difficult to believe another person's apology when one is still hurt or broken on the inside from the act that caused the pain. Many people out there can at times not genuinely apologize to someone, but rather apologize because that's the right thing to do in that situation. People will never forget how you made them feel in any given situation, good or bad. None of us can change anyone. The best thing we can do is to start with trying to understand them from their perspective. We would be so much more successful in our own relationships and friendships, and we would reduce our frustration, by 1,000 times. Because with understanding comes peace. Forgiveness and understanding goes hand in hand. One without the other doesn't work well. The only thing you can do when asking someone for forgiveness is to ask people to forgive you. It is all up to them or to you when people ask you for forgiveness to actually let it go. I do think that the majority of us, depending on the circumstances, of course, keeps dragging the past mistakes of people into the present moment, not really giving any chance to discover how much that person has changed or learned from their mistakes. We don't truly give people a fair chance to grow by holding them to their past mistakes. And we don't give ourselves the fair chance either to see them or other people clearly as that hurt that they caused was done towards us, and we keep it bottled up inside. And it can actually cloud our mind and heart from seeing people for who they have become or for who they are or for what they are trying to become. We don't give ourselves the chance to let the relationships flower and bloom if we hold on to what happened in the past. Each day that passes by is a new chance for each individual walking this earth to become a new version of themselves. Everything in life is a lesson learned, if we choose to see it that way, of course. Some people, they make mistakes once, and that can change their whole being, while others choose to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. When people repeat their own mistakes, I don't think that anyone would want to hurt anyone intentionally. I think that hurt people. And when you hurt someone, you do it because you have so much pain inside. So it comes to a point where you just do your thing and you think that you are doing it for, the benefits of yourself, and you don't see the damage that you are causing around you. I do know that when we forgive people, we actually grow. And I know that when we forgive and let things go, we actually become lighter. Because we release the burdens and the sorrows of the past. And letting go doesn't mean that you have to forget. It just means that you will stop carrying around the energy of the past into the present moment. It's easy to pay attention to who actually takes your feelings into consideration. Who is honest and true to you, even if they know that the truth might hurt you. Being honest and truthful in our relationships and friendships, that is actually love. We have this twisted view today of what love is and how it's supposed to be played out. Love is true and honest. Love is understanding. Love is also forgiving. Saying I'm sorry to someone can be very hard for some, as the word can sting the pride and the ego in them. It can often be that people do wrong, and then they blame others for the choice of the wrongdoings. And when people tend to do this, they will never ever learn from their actions, as they don't take any responsibility, because it's always someone else's fault that they did what they did. I did this because you did this to me, or I said that because you said that to me. There is no growth in that. Taking responsibility, no matter how hard it can be, especially when asking someone for forgiveness, is key. As you have to forgive yourself for doing what you performed towards another person, as well as you have to forgive yourself. What you do to others, you actually do towards yourself. And the more broken the person is, the stranger and more weird things the person can do. It's very sad, but hurt people. And I do think that the quicker we can come to that understanding and actually understand it on the inside of us, we can transform our own pains and stop hurting others. I've been hurt myself from life. And I wasn't the first to step up to the plate and take my responsibilities within my own actions. Until I actually started to really look at myself objectively. It's very hard to point the finger at yourself, because when it all boils down to it, it always has to do with you. There is no one else's fault that you did what you did or that you do what you do. Everything is a choice and everything is a mindset. I do understand today that whatever action that has been played out towards me never had anything to do with me. It was more about the other person and their individual pain that they were going through. To overlook one's pain when someone hurts you and to see their pain takes a whole lot of understanding and unconditional love and very little ego present. I do think it's a norm today that when people hurt you, you want to hurt people back. I think it's a common thing also that when we sit with our friends or, within our circle, that we sit in echo chambers that, echoes what the ego wants to hear. And, when someone do you wrong, you're supposed to do them wrong too. Or, it's like you get a free pass to do something wrong towards them because they actually did that to you first. So we can justify our own behaviors in the wrongdoings that we might do. Or, the bad choices we might take. This will never, ever amount to any good. The more this cycle keeps going on, the longer we will prolong the healing of all. We can live in love and light if this doesn't start, and this starts within us and our own actions. We all need to take our own, each individual responsibility and be more of what we want to see in this world. So please, put your pride and ego away and forgive yourself. And forgive others for all the pain and hurt they have caused you. And let that go. It's not your burden or weight to carry anymore. The only person that will get damaged from holding on to the grudge is the person holding on to the grudge. It takes so much energy to be mad and disappointed at someone. The thing is also that nothing in life comes our way for no reason. All of these things happen to you because you have a lesson to learn there. At some level, things are either manifested or attracted. This can be very hard for some to hear and be something we instinctively just push away and say, no, that's not true. But hear me out. If you live with fears and have fear attachments, maybe that someone would cheat on you and that thought keeps running around in your mind. Eventually that person might actually cheat on you. Or maybe karma will be playing out. Maybe you have cheated on someone else or been doing another wrongdoing. And life comes to you with a lesson just to humble you. I do understand that this is something many of you don't want to hear. But it actually just has to be said. And whether you choose, whatever you choose to do with that information, it's totally up to you. I know that I have had my fair shares of lessons in life. And it has only shaped me into who I am. And some lessons has been harder to learn than others. I am still a work in progress and I'm learning each day as I go. And the more I learn about my relationship outside of me, the more I learn about myself. And the more time and distance I can get from certain situations, the more understandings can actually fall into place. I have learned along my way that many people can expect certain things from people without actually communicating this to one another. And this can actually lead to disappointments. And then later that become grudges. And then the other person has to take the blame for it all when it all actually just started inside of you. Because you had expectations, or you were expecting certain things or hoping for certain things without actually communicating this to another person. I have learned today to actually stay quiet in certain situations, within certain relationships. And this doesn't always mean that I have nothing to say. It can mean at times that I don't think that you're ready for my thoughts or the truth. Some lessons are not mine to teach you. Some lessons might come to other people from another channel or another situation in life. Pick your battles and know when to speak up and when to stay quiet. Listen to your intuition here. And when someone hurts you and you keep that pain and sorrow bottled up inside of you, this will damage your future because you might mistrust others and project your past reality into the now and all your current relationships or friendships that you have. When you are doing this, you won't be able to see the situation or the person clearly for who they are because you are clouded by the past of your inner pains. Bringing in the past into the now has never done anyone any good, and it won't do it here either. When people hurt us, we can learn from their mistakes and actually not do any similar harm to any other that is in our life. Forgive others not only because they deserve forgiveness, but because you actually deserve that peace. Either you love the person throughout their mistakes and ups and downs, or you choose to walk away and see them as a lesson. That is totally up to you. I believe that forgiveness is the best form of love in any relationship. It takes a strong person to say that they're sorry, and it takes an even stronger person to actually forgive. Forgive others and ask for forgiveness. And forgive yourself, because you deserve better than holding on to everything that weighs you down in life and doesn't serve you to the highest good. And, in any type of way, shape, or form of you. It's difficult to walk in light and love when darkness exists inside of you. Apologizing doesn't mean that you are wrong and the other person is right. It actually just means that you value your relationship more than your ego. Namaste.